Today, on Be Something Wonderful, reprogram your mind for instant manifestation. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Here we are in the Dutch Caribbean on the beautiful island of Bonaire with another powerful video. This is based on a conversation with one of you that reached out and really just wanted to say thank you and talk about how his life has changed over the last few years, being a member of the channel, watching the content, and really understanding the teachings. This is how he started the conversation. My subconscious isn't running my life, I am. Wow, hear that. My subconscious isn't running my life, I am. So many times we talk about, and it's been talked about in spiritual circles, metaphysical circles, scientific circles, that the subconscious, your subjective tendencies, what you've learned up to the age of 7, and there's truth in all of this, of course, that those determine the rest of your life, but only if you say so. You see, because none of the programs are old, none of the beliefs are old, none of the assumptions are old. They're always new in every moment. Your assumptions, your definitions of who you are in your world are new in every moment. There's nothing old about them. This was his realization. This is what changed his life. Because he went from a smoker to someone who no longer smokes. He said it was quit smoking, but even that we unpacked a little bit. I said, it's not that you quit smoking. You just became a different version of you that never smoked. Yeah, you create the experience or the 3D concession or the physical experience that it was quitting smoking, right? To this idea of creating a bridge to this new identity of you. But it's a new identity. It's actually a new identity. It's actually not the same, he's not the same person that smoked. That's why he was able to break that addiction so powerfully, right? Also, he reunited with a childhood sweetheart. He told a story where he was afraid to fall in love. He was afraid to commit. He was afraid of all that. He goes, but that's no longer who I am now. There's no old programs or old beliefs or old assumptions that are running my life. I run it. I am. Right? I am everything that I want to be. Nothing's running my life. This is very powerful. He also talked about a new relationship with his father. He told the story of a version of him that had a broken relationship with his father. New relationship, just like he's a new person. He goes, my father just seems so different now. But it's not his father, it's him. He's new, he's different. Remember, your assumptions and beliefs, your mind is new in every moment. That's why Jesus asked the eternal question. Jesus representing your I am awareness of being, representing your higher self, representing the real you. Who do you say that I am? That's why. There's only who and what you assume and believe yourself to be in this very now moment. This is how we started our discussion. And I've now prepared a video for you around this because it's so powerful. Also, there's a video that I linked in the description. It's the first video linked. And it's called Blow the Lid Off Your Subconscious, right? Off the programs. This is a video that I did a while back. I've done other videos talking about the idea of programs and subconscious tendencies and beliefs. That nothing's sabotaging our life, that we're not in bondage to any of that. And so some of you made comments, and I republished that video as a blast from the past on the community board. And he also watched that. He goes, that's exactly one of the videos that influenced him. So this is powerful. Remember, and what Scripture says, as I point back to Romans 12:2, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Do you see? Don't be conformed to those changing circumstances, those changing appearances. Don't be conformed to those remembered experiences, what you call those tendencies and memories. Or remember, what is a memory? It's just a mental image that you can either decide that you can decide that you agree with that's who you are, or you can say that's no longer who you are, right? Or these partial perceptions of ourselves and realities. You're not in bondage or conformed to any of those. That's what they're saying here. Be transformed means there are no old programs or old assumptions or old beliefs or old definitions running your life. It's renewed in every moment. There are no automatic programs and patterns. We call them that, and we allow that to be automatic. It's beliefs and assumptions and things that we've believed and assumed so long that we believe they're the truth of who we are. We believe that they're the truth of reality. So they get pushed back in what we call the subconscious. And we give them this automatic reign over our reality. But remember, they're not out of reach. They're not even automatic unless you allow it. You're the one that creates that. You're the one that directs whether something is automatic or a pattern. There's no patterns or anything automatic. There are no old beliefs and assumptions. There are no old memories. Wow. Your memories are new in every moment. It's a new mental image that you can decide that you're gonna agree with as who you are, or decide that's no longer who I am. I am someone different. Because you are in every moment anyway. This was the whole idea of talking about shifting and manifesting and becoming a different person in every moment of now, that we talk about nearly in every video. There's just what you choose to believe, assume, and remember here and now. That's why we talk about in some of those videos the movie Solaris, and the idea of that character, say Chris Calvin saying, I remembered it wrong, I remembered her wrong. Right? In every moment you're totally forgiven. It's a totally new mind, it's a totally new reality, it's a totally new you. It's renewed, it's transformed in every moment. What are you choosing? Your past, present, and future. Your programs, your patterns, your beliefs, your assumptions, and memories are created here and now or not at all. In other words, they exist here and now or not at all. And you get to decide what those mean. They're not in the past. They're not in the future. They're here and now. That you can decide that that's something that I agree with who I am, or I'm no longer that person. I'm someone different. Right? It's all part of all that is. It's all part of your greater identity. But remember, the whole point of being that greater identity is to integrate it all into this integrated, multidimensional, limitless, boundless being that you are. Right? This I am. So the past programs or patterns or beliefs that we call past, assumptions and memories or mental images, are not proof of anything. Right? You are. In other words, I am. You're the proof. None of that is proof of anything. That's the will of God is that you are, that you exist as all that is. That's the will of God. That, remember what A Course in Miracles says. The will of God is that you are everything. And God guaranteed that you have everything and are everything by making you everything. You are all of that. You as everything. Everything good, everything acceptable, everything perfect, as Scripture says in Romans 12:2 as well. Your mind is renewed or new in every moment. It continues that you may prove, Romans 12:2, that be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove that what is good, acceptable, and perfect will of God. Wow. That you may prove what is that good, acceptable, and perfect will of God. You're just proving the will of God. And what is the will of God? That you are and have all things. That you're totally limitless. That you're totally perfect. That you're everything you've always desired to be. That's the will. In other words, you're the proof. That's what it's saying as you are. That you may prove that what is good, acceptable, and the perfect will of God. You prove that with your I am awareness, with who you are. A Course in Miracles says this, you are the will of God. A Course in Miracles saying you are the will of God. In other words, I am is the will of God. Do not accept anything else as your will, or you're denying what you are. In other words, you're denying God, and God can't be denied. You can't revoke the will of God. You can't thwart the will of God. The will of God is that you're everything. Right? That's what being in denial really means. That whole expression. Right? That's being in denial. Believing that you're less than all that is. You see? You are the will of God. Do not accept anything else as your will, or you're denying what you are. And when you're denying what you are, you're in denial. Because who you are is everything. This is powerful. This is how he moved from an addiction that he had been smoking his whole life. right? A childhood sweetheart that he rejected out of his own fear, that he's now going to get engaged and going to have a life with. A relationship with his father that was broken in that other identity. Do you see the power here? This is powerful. We're going to show this today. There's only one way out of the world's thinking. This is A Course in Miracles. Just as there was only one way into it. There's only one way in and out of anything. And what is it? Jesus said it, your I am awareness. I am the way. I am the way. I am the truth and the life. I am the way and the truth and the life. I am all of it. We still struggle with that idea of intellectual understanding. We had this discussion with a few of you now over the last few days. Remember what A Course in Miracles says. Understand totally by understanding totality. Wow. That's true understanding. You understand totally when you understand your totality. Who you are. I am. I am is complete knowing. It's complete understanding. It's complete conviction. Those words, remember, you can imagine anything, but you cannot imagine that you don't exist, that you are not. Try it. You can imagine your death experience, but you can't imagine that you don't exist. That's how you know. There's no difference, as Bashar and other spiritual teachers said, there's no difference between understanding intellectually and understanding. You are the knowing, you are the understanding. It's the same thing. Understand your totality and you understand everything. God's will is for you. God's will for you is that you are and have everything. And he granted this by making you as everything, or all that is, from A Course in Miracles, that idea. Right? Not an exact quote here, but the idea from A Course in Miracles. Right? Course in Miracles says this: why wait for heaven? It is here today. Time is the great illusion that it is past or in the future. It's the great illusion that everything you want to be or are is in the past or the future, that you've got to clean up programs and subjective tendencies and things from childhood to be the person that you desire to be now. You're no longer that person. You're new in every moment. This is the message. It's always the message. This is what A Course in Miracles says. How could the will of God be in the past and yet to happen? How could that be? What he wills is now, without a past and wholly futureless. Wow. There you are, as that I am awareness, as that God's Son, as the Son of God and the Son of Man, right, with you in your physical experience. And you're having this physical experience, right, from who you're defining you are. Who do you say you are? This is your identity. This is your I am identity, right? Look at it's multidimensional. It's infinite identities that you can be or declare. But in every moment, you're a different identity. In every moment, you're a different person. You're no longer that person that you believe existed in this horizontal linear past. You're creating that horizontal experience now. You're creating that horizontal future now from this now moment, from the vertical. I've shown this many different ways, many different times. Do you see it? It's all now. That's why he's no longer that person that had the addiction. He's no longer that person that rejected his childhood sweetheart out of fear. He's no longer that person that had that broken relationship with his father. He's a new identity that's always been in love with his childhood sweetheart without fear, that's never smoked, that's always had an amazing relationship with his father. And that's all created in this now moment. That future that we all imagine is already now. You're creating all of it. Bashar says this: be the person you know you are now, instead of recreating the idea that you're still a person you've never been. Wow. Let me say that again. Bashar, be the person you know you are now, instead of recreating the idea that you're still a person you've never been. Wow. You've never really been that person. Out of this new identity, you're no longer that person. You've never been that person, not from this identity. It's a new horizontal past. You never have been that person with the addiction, because you're a new reality. He has never been that person that had a broken relationship with his father. And he's never been that person that was out of fear rejected his childhood sweetheart. Not in this new identity, because it's a different identity. He's all of them in that greater reality, in that greater understanding, but in terms of that physical linear experience, he's never been that person. That's powerful. So again, be the person you know you are now. In other words, what you assume and believe you are now, not from past programs, not from past old beliefs or old assumptions, from your assumptions now, right? Instead of recreating the idea that you're still a person that you've never been. We recreate this idea that we're still someone that we actually have never been, because you're not that person anymore. You have never been that person now that you're defining yourself in this way. As you define yourself in this new way, in this new experience, you've never been that person. This is powerful. It doesn't mean you can't have a memory of it. You're an infinite, eternal, multidimensional being standing at the center of the one divine mind. You could see or possibly imagine or anything could appear in that awareness or remember anything. But it's no longer who you are. You're something much greater. And you're who you define yourself to be right now. In other words, who you define, assume, affirm, and imagine yourself to be right now makes you a completely different person who has never been that other person. That's never been the person with the addiction. That's never been the person that rejected his childhood sweetheart out of fear. That's never been the person that had that broken relationship with their father. You see it? That was the power that they realized. He didn't quit smoking. That's a concession to the 3D physical focus experience to create some sort of continuity, because we are simultaneous beings. We do have that simultaneity of our existence. But to create that continuity, we create that idea or a bridge that it looks like you quit smoking, but you're not. You're a new identity. That's why he has no cravings for it. That's why he's madly in love without any fear with his childhood sweetheart. That's why his relationship with his father is like he said it's like his father's a new, just like that one where we talked about the cat. This in a video a few days ago, where she healed, or she moved to a reality where her cat was healed. She said her cat, it was like a new cat. He was different. Yes, because she's new. It's a new reality. He's no longer that person who was afraid to fall in love. He's no longer that person in that broken relationship. He's the identity that never smoked, that loved fearlessly, that's always had a special bond with his father here and now. So if you want to know how to reprogram your mind for instant manifestation like he did, that's how. Remember, it is instant. In the instant you declare you're someone new, you're someone new. You're new anyway. Whether you declare it or not, you're always shifting realities. You're always shifting into a new identity. Why not consciously declare it? Consciously look through the eyes of that new identity. Consciously walk in that new identity no matter what. No matter what the appearances are. No matter what the changing thoughts and feelings are. This is powerful. Reprogram your mind for instant manifestation. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting in the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, anywhere on social media at Be Something Wonderful or Tom Kearin, and for being part of our membership channel. A week from Sunday, a week from tomorrow, we have our next live stream on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. Actually, a week from today, not Sunday. Because, like I said, we always have them on Sundays, but not this time. It's a week from today that we have our live stream. November 16th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Pacific time. We're going to be back in our offices, our studios in Las Vegas on the West Coast time. So it's going to be 9 a.m. Pacific time Saturday morning, November 16th. If you're a member, tune in. If you're not a member, check out the link below. Keep sending your questions to info@besomethingwonderful.com. Then the next day, on the 17th, we leave for Colombia. So we're going to start doing videos from Colombia. Look for us there. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.